right, so let's see. You wanted to talk to me about the Women's March on Saturday. I'm going to guess these women are not going to march their way into my kitchen to make me a pie. So what's going on?
No. In fact, it's really not a march. It's just the Women's March. That's the name of the organization. We're having a demonstration at our usual place, 10th Street in White Sands, with signs and peacefully letting people know that women's rights are human rights, and it's important. And this election is going to be vital one way or the other to either reinforce or do away with women's rights.
Now, Shara, I like you, and I have a lot of respect for you, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here, and I'm going to ask you, what exactly are you talking about? What is a woman not allowed to do that I am?
Well, it boils down to a lot of health care and not having control over our own bodies. And, we're not advocating for anybody who's not for women's rights to become a women's rights advocate, but those of us who are women and are feeling that we're not being represented by maybe the upcoming administration, basically saying that we want to let people know what could happen if Trump is elected.
And what exactly are you afraid is going to happen?
Afraid he's going to completely ban abortion, take away contraception, take away IVF, and basically, women should be home pregnant and in the kitchen.
Now, I understand what you're saying, and I've heard many people say these things. And as you know, I'm not a Republican, so I've got no skin in this game. But Trump has spoken very highly of IVF.
Only after it became a big deal. I mean, he called himself the father of IVF. Come on, give me a break.
As far as abortion goes, it is legal in New Mexico, and the justices, I should say, simply let it go to each individual state to determine what happens within their borders. New Mexico has one of the most liberal abortion laws on the books. Are you really afraid that Trump is going to try to offset what he put in motion to happen? I'm just curious.
Yes, I think he will, because that's the will of his followers. His Christian majority followers want that completely banned, and he listens to them. They're a big part of his base.
Okay, that's fair, and I would have to agree with you at least in part on that, because the Christian right does have a huge influence over the Republican Party. So I see where you're coming from. So when is this again? It's going to be this weekend. So give me the date, the time, the location, and what kind of signs should people be bringing? Okay.
It's going to be Saturday, November the 2nd. That's 3 days before the election. And it's going to be at 10th and White Sands, where we usually gather from 10 to 12 or longer if if there's a big crowd. I have leftover signs from the gatherings we had when they overturned Roe versus Wade. So I have a great variety, but if they want to bring their own personal signs, I will have materials there. They can make a sign on site, or they can bring anything that centers on equal rights, equality, diversity, and women having the right to control their own bodies.
And that's coming
And
up
political signs are completely welcome.
All right, Shara, is there anything else you want to tell us before we let you go?
Just that, the more people we get to show up, the stronger it shows we are. We are progressives and we vote.